takes this from inside the 5. He had a vision of getting loose, but he'll go out of bounds at the 18. The Nittany Lions offense will go on the attack first. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinator who's coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
I know a lot of people are going to look at that play and say, man, that was a bad play. Didn't get any yards. But that could be the offense maybe setting something up. The play caller is going to remember that last play. He's going to remember how the defense reacted to it, made a quick tackle. They might pump that throw and then hit another player vertically down the field for an explosive play down the line. Just keep that in mind.
The Nittany Lions will call on their punt team. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. First run of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Makes a move. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. So Iowa's offense will take the field for the first time. They're going to have to contend with a group of linebackers, Jesse, who wreak havoc all over the field.
Well, they say speed kills in college football. I think that's what makes this position group so special. It's really hard to get the ball to the perimeter because of these.
Breaks into the open. He's all the way into the 3, showing it all on that run.
All right, David, as someone that loves defense and sound defense, how would you evaluate their job fitting up?
To quote the great philosopher Reese Davis, that was very
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Iowa. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game.
This offense is so explosive, they can change the scoreboard in a flash. You just saw that on that drive.
And he had the extra point to finish the drive. He'll start the return inside his 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Not a lot of room there. Give him a couple to the 16.
Now, what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
That kind of play will get a drive started. With proper field position, they've got it at the 27. First and 10. He'll keep it himself. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good second down situations.
And they'll spot it at the 38, and that will be plenty for the first down. The whole Penn State legacy is built on toughness, getting it done on the ground, and they pick up a first down.
And you got to start there with the physicality, the ground game, getting that going. It's kind of a Northeast thing, right? Being tough, being physical, bringing that lunch play.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Harvey got to get to the back. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass? The Nittany Lions decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Let's see what he can do with it. They're able to put a stop with that return right at the 30-yard line. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. Already a solid start to this one. Now it's back to work with this 7-0 lead. There we go. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. The Hawkeyes, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. They're going to go right back to him on first down. They'll pull him down after a pickup of 5 down to the 23. Halfway there on first down and 2nd and 5. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They'll go to the ground. Defense there to stop him at the 20. Let's give him 3 yards on that carry.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not opening up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Got some room headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Hawkeye.
I love running backs that have a nose for the goal, understand how to get there, finish strong into the end zone, know I get 6, and then go celebrate with your boys.
From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or 2, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
Right through his hands and incomplete, and he'll want that one back. It'll be 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up in the air. With the catch, it's Freeman. He's going to come up about 5 yards short of the line to gain. And the Nittany Lions line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. He'll field the punt and try to make a big play. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards about the other. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. Takes the handoff. It's Wisconsin. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll run play action. Throws for the tight end. Not in lockstep there with the receiver.
How nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. Whether it's snapping the football, everybody being on time, man, this crowd really affecting the football.
Here comes the noise from this big crowd in Happy Valley on 3rd down. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go to get that first down. Did a nice job.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. And the Hawkeyes are trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Here's the handoff. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. sends the offense back onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Off the play fake on first down. The throw. Makes the grab. It's Madden. And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47.
And on the defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2. The Nittany Lions with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Running back searching for a hole. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
You just need more from your offensive line. 2nd and short like that, you'd love to be able to fire off the ball and pick that up running it, but the defense was able to get penetration. They were able to get a stop, and now you set up 3rd down, and this offensive line is going to have to play a lot better here.
It's Freeman. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what we saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that.
Caught in the backfield. It's Freeman.
Exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive play.
And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play.
There is nowhere to run and nowhere to hide in these situations. You know the physical ground game comes into play inside the 5-yard line, and they match the intensity. Nice job. Everybody flying around to the football, making the tackle for a loss. Nice job by this defense.
That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. As they come to the line, they've moved it, but they need 1 more yard on 3rd down. They're going to run it. Loose football. Quickly gets back on top of it and prevents a turnover. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Listen to this noise. You can't hear yourself think as this defense has them Penn deep in their own end. Finds a good hold there and gets forward and gives them a little breathing room out to the 5. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Leaves it with the running back. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The running back has it. Turning it on. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
Yeah, and how about this offense? A little counter, a little misdirection. Get everybody's eyes going one direction. They go back the other way. Nice execution by the offense to make the big running play down the field.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down, the defense thinks you might be running the football. You still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running.
Got 3 on first down and 2nd and 7. They'll give it to the back. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these 3rd downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on 2nd down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up 3rd and long. Now you're set up to 4th.
Couldn't ask for much more there. A first down, and they're down to the 45.
running really has been the key on this drive, guys. Lots of success right there. They generate another explosive play. Their success running the ball, big reason why they've been able to put up a lot of points and have a really nice lead in this one. And now back in the red zone again, they're looking to add to that.
He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity.
And offenses are majoring in this now, right? They know the jet sweep is a big part of what they do, how the defense is going to respond, and they're just going to give it to you over and over again, see what you do for it. Nice job by the defense. They didn't give up a big play, but they're always looking to set up that next play and how to attack the edges of a defense.
He's got it over. Big guy tries to barrel in. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub, they want to get other guys in the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
And the defense stopped him again on second and goal. Looks as if he's going to run it. And he is stopped, not getting close to the end zone. Line of scrimmage still at the 3. Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. Trying to pound it in. He's going for the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Iowa. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes continue to feed this game.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, and now a chance to do something. Oh, breaks into the open. He goes over and right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
They gave themselves room to operate with that first play. Now first down from the 37. Looking downfield on first down. Puts it out of the air. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. The Nittany Lions will hustle to the line. Wants to throw on first down. He holds one deep down the left side. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Going the other way, and he's got room. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. Choking away just as he was hit. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
I like the offensive idea here to try to change the launch point of the QB, but you got to do a better job protecting him because guys can't complete passes when they're getting hit.
Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away.
I love defenses that can mix it up between man and zone. And I love the vision right here by the cornerback. Seeing the quarterback the whole way. Breaking on the football when that hand separates from the other hand. Nice job getting the deflection. Nice vision by that cornerback.
The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. To the air on first down. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. The offense will quickly use a timeout. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll try the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. That's going to wrap up the first half here. And now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, after first half for the dude in that backfield. That coaching staff has been giving rave reviews on a weekly basis. And through 2 quarters today, he's been a complete game changer. He's breaking the will of this defense, and that's something that's just very tough to quantify.
Send the tight end in motion. They'll keep it on the ground to start the second half. Right down the gut of the field. The 30. 10. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Hawkeye.
Man, it's easy to call plays when I got guys like this who can take the ball and rip it 70-plus to the house. How about the speed? He showed you a little bit of wiggle. This dude's got it all. Nice touchdown run by the running back.
He'll bring it back looking for help. And the returner will be brought down. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. The give to the tailback. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Quick handoff. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a little time, lets it go. Makes the grab. They'll move those chains, getting it out to the 29-yard line and trying to get this drive rolling. These 2 guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and hundreds.
Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
Well, the offense trying to stay aggressive, right? You just came up with a huge play, and right away you go back to another pass, but you got to do a better job protecting your quarterback. Can't give up a sack there.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Good round on the comeback, and he makes the catch. They make the tackle at the 33, and it is well short of the first down. The Nittany Lions send out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Just needs a crack to get a return. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. Iowa has the ball back on offense. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Fires to the big fella. Crosses the 45. Across the 50-yard line on the huge pickup, and he's out of bounds at the 45. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll run the toss. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. The Hawkeyes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Wide receiver going in motion. The give to the back. Slithers into space. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical. They're trying to stay on the field.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice gain before the defense is able to stop it. And the Hawkeyes with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Going to the running game. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. To the ground. He's got it again. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here. The Hawkeyes in a good spot here with second and short. Give to the running back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. And the Hawkeyes are at the line looking to convert on third and short. They'll move the wide receiver. On the move. Fights his way for a couple, but stopped short of the marker. It's 4th and 1. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. Dead center perfect. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Catch in the middle. It's Hoffman. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Here comes the offense on first down. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
You can see the mindset of this offense changing quickly. We're late in the third quarter. They're down on the scoreboard. They've got to get aggressive. They've got to throw the ball if they want a chance to win this game. But the defense knows it. It's going to be really hard for this quarterback now. The windows are going to be small like it was that time throwing the incompletion.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Rides the back on the option to give. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. The Nittany Lions will line up to punt it away. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Another punt on the way. Got to make sure those hammies and glutes are all activated. Don't want any muscle pulls from overuse. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. First snap of this drive comes from the 32. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line. So they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Quarterback making adjustments. Toss to the outside. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. The Hawkeyes will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fair catch is made, and they'll mark it at the 19. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them. It's been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
Wants to go up top on first down. Got a man. It's Jamison.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the ball.
Really good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
And the Nittany Lions are moving quickly down the field.
And, David, on 30 inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get behind.
And I know that defensively, too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully. And this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this. Coming into it, but the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Behind the chains now on second and long.
Keep those sticks moving.
Gives it on the option. And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down. Third and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on fourth down. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Up to 45, a big play for this offense.
And I think that completion is as good as a first down, right? Because you set yourself up now in 4th and inches. Quarterback sneak's going to get it done. You can keep this drive alive.
Needs it to keep this drive alive. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Iowa has the ball back on offense.
Nice job by the defense on 4th down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that 4th down play. Really good job by this defense.
Trying to move them on the counter.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
They're going to test the right side with this one. Great penetration by this defense, and they knock him down behind the line. A loss of one. And off to the single back. Really tough run there. He got forward. That'll leave him a yard short on fourth down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Quarterback on the keeper. Inside the 30. A really nice run and gain, and he gets down to avoid taking punishment. And the Hawkeyes come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going.
Got that cheat code offense.
They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They'll try to drive ahead on third and short. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. It's fourth down, and they'll try the field goal. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, fourth quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. And listen, they got beat up today. But moving on to the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
To the ground with the back. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Wide receiver comes in motion. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again.
Well, I understand they're trying to catch the defense off guard by running the football, expecting them to be in some kind of zone coverage, but